What's up everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Today's project is this Stihl trimmer, and the problem is it was put on the curb next to the trash can because it wouldn't start. Let's take a good look at it, find out what's wrong with it, and hopefully we can fix it. In this video, we try and repair this trimmer. However, it may not be the exact repair you need to make to yours. We'll explore other options later in the video. So this free trimmer was posted online, and they said it could be found next to the trash can by the curb. I was quite surprised, as most people do not give these away for free, so that means more than likely this one was going to be in terrible shape or so badly broken that it wasn't worth fixing. But to my surprise, this trimmer is in fantastic shape. I did clean the trimmer head and the guard, but for the most part, it's pretty much untouched as far as cleaning. And also quite surprising, this trimmer is 10 years old, so more than likely this thing has not been used that much. I would have guessed the thing was probably about 2 years old at best. So it's not every day that I get a free Stihl trimmer, so I'm very anxious to find out what exactly is wrong with this one. The first thing I want to do is see if the engine's worn out. The easiest way for me to do that is to slowly pull on the rope and feel how much the engine is fighting back, and I'm glad to report that this thing is fighting back a lot, so I'm very certain this engine is not worn out. The other way, of course, would be to use a compression tester. These can be found online for less than $20 and will measure how much pressure your engine can make on the compression stroke. Just remove the spark plug, screw in the tester, squeeze the trigger, and pull the rope several times. We want to see a reading well over 100 psi, and the higher the better. So the reading is about 150 psi, which is absolutely fantastic. This engine should basically run like new, just so long as the carburetor doesn't have any problems. If we take a look at the spark plug, it looks exactly the way it should, just a little bit of brown and not white in color nor dark with carbon. Next, I want to do a test run, and since the spark plug is out of the engine, I'll just add some fuel into the engine through the spark plug hole and see if we can get it to run for a few seconds. If it runs, it means that we have a working ignition system. Luckily, it started and ran for a second, so that means our ignition system is working like it should. If yours didn't start, then I would check to make sure that the kill switch was in the right position, and if it was, then check to make sure the ignition module somehow isn't damaged. Another way to check for spark would be to use a spark checker, which you can purchase online for a few dollars. Next, I want to remove the carburetor and inspect it for any problems. The first thing I want to look at is the pumping side. After removing this plate, we can see the inlet screen. We want to make sure it's not clogged with dirt or debris, and as you can see, this one is clear. And if yours is clogged, wait till we take off the needle and rocker arm before you clean it, and then check to make sure that your fuel filter is still connected to the line in the tank. Next, I want to check the pumping diaphragm, and what we're looking for is that these two check valve flaps are flat and parallel with the rest of the diaphragm. The easiest way is to just look at it from the side, and as you can see, they're not sticking up or down from the rest of the diaphragm, so we can reuse this one. If your flaps are bent away from the diaphragm, I would suggest just replacing the carburetor, as it's just a lot easier. Next, I want to remove the primer bulb section to look at the metering diaphragm. What we're looking for is that the diaphragm isn't petrified or deformed due to ethanol gas. And unfortunately, it looks like it's extremely petrified, so we need to replace it. This would be a good reason why this trimmer wouldn't start. Now, you can just buy the diaphragm by itself, and the part you want to pay attention to is the stem in the middle of this metal wheel. The stem can be either long or short, and this one happens to be the shorter version. After that, I want to remove the needle and rocker arm assembly so we can safely clean the screen. Now, the needle has a very soft tip on it, and you don't want to damage that tip with the carb cleaner, otherwise you might have to replace it. After getting the needle out of the way, we need to check to make sure that fuel will flow through the screen by putting some on it, and what we want to see is that it disappears through it. Now, if it doesn't, then we need to remove the screen and use some carb cleaner on it and wait till it too disappears through the screen. Now, ours is flowing through it, but it wouldn't hurt to use some carb cleaner on it a few times. Once the carburetor is clean, we'll then reassemble it. So here's a package of the metering diaphragms I've ordered online. I think this was a 10-pack, which makes each one very affordable. But if I were to just purchase one, it'd be around 1/3 the cost of this 10-pack. Now, since I do a lot of these repairs, I opt for the larger kit, but I completely understand if you buy a single. Also, make sure that the gasket goes on the carburetor first, followed by the diaphragm. I'm also going to replace the primer bulb so I don't have to worry about it breaking later on. These were also bought in bulk, and they were about 10 cents for each. If you're having a hard time finding a rebuild kit or the individual pieces like the metering diaphragm, I would just say it's much easier finding the entire carburetor. The only thing is to remove the old carb from the engine and then compare it to the pictures of the one you're considering buying. That way you can make sure it at least looks the same from all angles. Also, don't be afraid to contact the seller and ask them if their carburetor will work on your machine. Now, before we try and start this engine, I want to inspect the spark arrestor screen, which is mounted to the outlet of the muffler, for any possible issues. The problem is that the screen will clog up with carbon from the engine, and judging by how old this trimmer is and how good it looks, I believe they may have been idling this engine more than using it at wide open throttle. So it's not completely clogged, but it's definitely got some buildup on it, and that means I'm going to have to clean it before it gets any worse. Now, the easiest way for me to clean it is to use a propane torch to burn the carbon to ash and then brush the ash away. So it looks a lot better. Now, I don't think it was hurting the performance before I cleaned it, but at least I know I don't have to worry about it anytime soon. A clogged screen will hurt the airflow coming out of the engine, and if it's really bad, it won't allow the engine to rev up to full speed. It's now time to put some fuel in the tank, prime the fuel system, and try starting it. As a reminder, if your primer bulb doesn't fill up with fuel, you'll have to inspect the entire fuel system for leaks or cracks. If your primer bulb doesn't fill up, the engine is not likely to start up. So it started up and seemed to run just fine, but something strange happened on the next startup. It started fine, but then it wouldn't stay running. So it died, and I didn't even touch the throttle. Basically, I think the engine is running out of fuel, so this time I'm going to adjust the carburetor to deliver more fuel to the engine. I only want to add fuel so it will stay running at idle, which means I'll be turning the L screw, which is for low engine speed fuel adjustment, counterclockwise a little bit. When adding fuel to an engine at idle speeds, the idle will drop off, and if it drops too low, the engine will die, so that means I'll be turning the idle screw clockwise to increase the idle speed as well. So this time the engine started and stayed running, which is great news. Now after any adjustments, always let the engine cool down and do another cold start and run it till it gets to normal operating temperatures to make sure that the changes don't affect the engine in a bad way. Now another reason why this engine would have started and eventually died is if the fuel filter had come off the line in the tank. What that means is unfiltered fuel would enter the carburetor and clog up that inlet screen that we had cleaned earlier. The fix would be to find out why the filter came off in the first place and then replace the filter. I have to say, this is probably going to be my best freebie of the year. This Stihl trimmer is in excellent condition and it works just like it should. It's just too bad it's not a straight shaft. So my question is, what should I do with this trimmer? Should I keep it for my own personal use or should I sell it? Because in its excellent condition, I don't think I'm going to have any problem selling it and making a huge profit. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask me any questions and I hope to see you in the next video.